This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got what should be an intriguing matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
So much of this game is still mental, still psychological. Yeah, we just saw a big-time run right there, but you have to believe he was dreaming about this last night in his hotel room before this one, thinking, hey, first time I touch it, let's go for some big yardage and set a tone. That's exactly what he got done.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And let's look here at the Houston offense.
Will Fuller is one of the young flyers in the NFL and gets to top speed just a couple of steps, so everyone has to respect the deep game because he'll blow past people in a hurry. But what that does is leaves open space underneath. He can take the short pass, turn it into a bigger game because he makes people miss. If he takes care of his hands and doesn't drop a pass or two in a game, he's going to be one of the best receivers in the league.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And now the starting defense for the Browns.
Last year's #1 overall pick comes off the edge for this defense. Slowed a bit by injuries as a rookie. Still had 7 sacks in 11 games and showed pass rush ability that makes teams take notice because not only can he rush off the edge, he can kick inside in their nickel or sub packages and rush over the guards and create a little bit of havoc for quarterbacks trying to see upfield.
And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Miller. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
All right, here we go.
On 2nd down, Lee. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Here's Lee to throw on 3rd down. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
On 4th down, here's the veteran Shane Leckler to punt it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll have the speedy Tyrod Taylor calling the shots, the former Virginia Tech Hokie.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. 3rd and long, it's Taylor. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go play action here on 1st down. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. Whitney Merciless in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Now comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A look at the numbers from last week for Miller. 24 carries, 70 yards, and a touchdown.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
Here we go.
On second down, here's Miller. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
The best offensive lines I know, they hang together and they don't really make a distinction. The right side of this offensive line, they may ask for a raise after that one because without them, that first down doesn't happen.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's a give to Miller. And an alley to run. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Here's Foreman. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back him up 5.
Still first down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Miller. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go now.
They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller his third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care.
And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And now out comes Houston. Well, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
Fuller brings it in over the middle. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Kaimi Fairbairn now to attempt the Texan field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. And before we can get to the field goal try, time will run out on this first quarter of play. 10-zip our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath, first do no harm. And right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, Taylor throwing middle, but it's incomplete. David Njoku was the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Taylor to throw. They go screen pass to Hyde. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Zane Gonzalez now to try the Browns field goal. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And we focus on Lamar Miller as he heads back out there and gets set to go again on offense. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. A nice run there, 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still 2nd down.
Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game.
All right, here we go. Green.
On play action, it's Lee. Over the middle, complete. That's Fuller. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down.
Now let's go.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line.
On the counter, it's Miller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding, offense.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot.
Here we go.
But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
And an alley to run. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They go back to the ground now with Miller. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Now let's go.
They keep it with Miller on first down. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still second down.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Second down, here's an option right. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
The Texans on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Now let's go.
Lee out of the gun. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like that one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
And we focus on Duke Johnson now. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now Taylor to throw on 2nd down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Zach Cunningham not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Third and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. He'll air this one toward Coleman. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Set! Green, 39!
Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
All right, here we go.
Back to throw, Lee. And that is incomplete.
While we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore, I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
A minute 57 to go in this first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. The Browns try to get back and set quickly here. Time ticking away. On second down, here's Taylor. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The Browns on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. He finds Coleman. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Play action, it's Taylor. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there of 22. Taylor now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Throwing again, it's Taylor. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And a look now at Lamar Miller. He's in his zone, second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has. And
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And they will set up shop, red zone territory at the 13-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. After the interception, here's Taylor. And his throw is incomplete. Kevin Johnson, former first-round pick there defensively.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Taylor. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, Couldn't turn it into much more.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. From the gun, Taylor. This is caught. And he's brought down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll run it with Johnson. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Taylor. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Tyrod Taylor with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Browns have cut it back within a score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead down to 3 at 13-10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Here comes Bruce Ellington on the return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They begin with a run by Miller. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Around the NFL, an update from a game going on down in Tampa. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Taylor will bring the Browns up 1st and 10 at about the 32. And they start the second half with Johnson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme, then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, it's Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now Taylor throwing on 3rd and long. Being chased out left. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a first down.
Here's Britton Colquitt now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, so much for halftime adjustments. They still can't get anything going on the ground. It may be time to loosen things up and start flinging it around a little bit.
Here we go now.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he finds his man Griffin. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
All right, here we go.
Off the play fake, here's Lee. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now a 20th carry of the game for Lamar Miller. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
This is Carlos Hyde, the former 49er, his first carry. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And now we've got flags down. Looks like one of the Browns might have moved. That was a 3rd and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Coleman. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Taylor now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Taylor. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Off the play fake, here's Taylor. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Zach Cunningham in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Third and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. Here's Taylor operating from the gun. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run high, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Whitney merciless in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
And the kick by Gonzalez is good. And that's going to tie us at 13. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And we focus on Lamar Miller as he heads back out there and gets set to go again on offense. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals, just something magical about breaking that barrier.
Yeah, he's right there on the doorstep now. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of...
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Jamie Collins in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
On third down, Lee, he's going to loft one deep left side into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brianne Bonnie Calhoun, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. He's had his interception woes early in his rookie season, but sometimes that happens. There are great examples of guys in the past that have had those same struggles early. You
are so correct, and what the team and organization is hoping, we're going to see these woes now. But later, when we're helping him with his Hall of Fame speech, we'll remember his rookie year and how things began.
And now the Browns coming out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe. Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
They'll throw on first down with Taylor. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On second down, Hyde. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Browns on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Taylor from the gun, he'll throw. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. Browns move the chains as Taylor's able to hook up with Coleman.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar.
You circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Taylor now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On the counter, this is high. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Again, it's Hyde. And past the 30 down to about the 27. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. 13-all our score as we start quarter number 4. The Browns on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They go play action now. Taylor steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
And defensively, they had an extra defensive back on the field, their nickel package, and it made a difference. All the receivers were blanketed, so he tried to run for it, but he came up just a bit short.
A big one coming now for the kicker, Zane Gonzalez. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And Gonzalez puts this one through. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Now it's Ellington to return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Dumps it complete to Miller. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
To the sideline, wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
From the shotgun, here's Lee. Caught, it's Ellington. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Set. Blue 90.
Lee looks to throw. Underneath for Miller. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position. Well, they've clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out near midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe, or just, hey, I thought I had a proper play call. But how about the guys that just stopped them? How good do they feel right now? Hey, you want to go for it here? We shut you down. They're over on the bench right now feeling great. Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Taylor now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Taylor now to throw on 3rd down. He's got his tight end in Njoku. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. He's going to get the football. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Taylor. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Josh Gordon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns add on to their lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This one taken just inside the 10. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And a look now at Lamar Miller. And there are the numbers. Got off to that torrid hot start. We thought he was in for maybe a career day. Not the case.
No doubt about it. It almost looks like a misprint after what we saw in the first half. But let's give a little bit of credit to the guys on our side of the ball. They went in at halftime, made a few adjustments. And you know what else? They didn't lose their confidence in their ability to play. Because a lot of times you get beat down in the first half. It gets ugly in the second half. They come out with a new resolve and a renewed determination.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. On play action, it's Lee. That's complete over the middle to Anderson. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Set! Blue line!
Lee looking to throw on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this with both of these guys running the ball well?
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Lee on 1st and 10. Hopkins strong running. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans draw a bit closer. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. A drive there of just 4 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They go play action here on first down. Buying time to his left. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On second down, Taylor. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Zach Cunningham, there defensively to make that play.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes, even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Hyde. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Handoff comes to Hyde. Hyde, a first down and more. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Carlos Hyde, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it was capped off by a Carlos Hyde touchdown run. Now it's Ellington to return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Set! Green, 30.
On first down, Lee to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped him to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. He's at the 30, 10, and they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Christian Covington in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. They'll give to Hyde. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. Taylor finding his volume receiver Landry for a big one. 59 yards. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a first down in field goal range already. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. First down, a run with Hyde. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They run it again with Hyde. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Third down, Carlos Hyde. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. The Texans going to signal for their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. It's first and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll run for it with Hyde. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Now we have Hyde still on the ground here. Staying down after that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on third down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball. I remember being taught that cliches have become so for a reason. A lot of times they're true, right? What's that they used to tell us about letting sleeping dogs lie? But this one wasn't sleeping. Maybe it was just slumbering a little bit. But taking that gamble there, you've got the lead. You may have ignited them now if they stopped you.
That's exactly right. If you take the points here, you don't shift momentum necessarily on that play. You probably just did.
All right, here we go.
He's back to throw. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. And he'll spike it here, but it's too late. The clock's showing 000. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Cleveland, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Texans, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. So long from Houston.